Hello and welcome to the Beach Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Golden West College hosting the El Camino College Warriors. I am Jeff Stoyanov, joined by Ed Rientasso. And Ed, the headline here today, for those who have not gone outside yet, is the conditions. Winds between 15 and 25 miles per hour, a forecast of gusts potentially up to 40 miles an hour. It's going to be a factor. Does it favor one of the teams more so than the other?
Oh, yes, absolutely, Jeff. I believe it will favor Golden West more because their rushing attack has been very aggressive all season. If you're Golden West and you're Coach Nick Mitchell, you got to let loose your running backs. You got to let Deshaun Pete, Ralph Akichi, let it go. Those two have combined for over almost 1,000 yards this season. And this type of weather condition, you just want to let your running game go loose.
It is a formidable opponent for Golden West today in El Camino College. Potent offense that puts up nearly 500 yards per game. And a few weeks ago, this was a team that was thinking not just about a bowl game, but maybe even an appearance in the playoffs. They were right in the thick of it in the National North, but a tough stretch for them in the last couple of weeks knocked them out of the playoffs. But they were very close midway through this season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned before, against Ventura, they had the lead, and they lost it late in the fourth quarter. And then last week they ran into an Allen Hancock team who they wish they played in the beginning of the year because that team was red hot, and they gave up 55 points. Even though they put up 45, it still wasn't enough. They also gave up over 400 yards of rushing offense to Allen Hancock. And again, when you put up a lot of points and you give up a lot of points, that's a recipe for disaster. And also for Golden West, I guess we could say the same thing. A few weeks ago, this team looked like they were going to make a run for the playoffs, but last week they ran into the Mounties, and they came here and they beat Golden West. They outplayed them, and unfortunately, that knocked them out of the playoffs. And both these teams here today looking to go out on a high note to finish the season.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot on the line for both teams, and many teams have been knocked out of the playoffs by the Mount San Antonio College Mounties this season, who are the top seed overall. But today, it's Golden West. It's El Camino. We're going to step aside, come back, get you ready for kickoff. It's the 2023 Beach Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
As you can see, they're new to this.
This is like the legit one.
They're new to this.
Yeah, I'm not new to this.
No, I don't. Yeah, not until I switch over. Yeah. Yeah. No, it might have on its own.
Get the ball. Head.
All right, gentlemen, good luck here.
Here are the team captains for today's Beach Bowl. For El Camino, number 10, Dayton Tafoya. Number 11, Joshua Lorick. Number 43, DJ Morgan. And number 45, Jacob Kalalo. And for Golden West, number 4, Cantrell Omar. Number 70, Evan Cooper. Number 90, Khalil Jackson. And number 95, Andrew Garcia.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 Chick-fil-A Beach Bowl. Both teams get an extra opportunity to play. Congratulations to both teams. Have the coin here. Heads on this side, tails here. Tails, heads. Toss it, let it hit the ground. What is your call, sir? He called tails. It is heads. Golden West, you won the toss. Golden West College has won the toss, has elected to defer. El Camino will receive in the south end of the stadium. Gentlemen, come together. Good luck to both teams.
And we welcome you back to the Chick-fil-A Beach Bowl here from Huntington Beach. Golden West College taking on the El Camino College Warriors. Golden West comes in with a record of 8-2 on the season. El Camino 6-4. Each team coming off a loss. El Camino coming off 2 consecutive losses heading into the Beach Bowl. Meanwhile, Golden West, as you mentioned at the top, Ed, that loss last week to Mount San Antonio College. So both teams looking to get themselves back on track as they close out their 2023 campaign. Golden West won the toss, elected to defer. So El Camino will have it first. Back deep, Dylan Williams, Kendall Taylor awaiting the kick, and the wind will be a factor. It's a crosswind primarily as you take a look at our officials here today. Our referee David Bautista and the rest of his team for the Beach Bowl, but the wind, a strong crosswind, perhaps slightly moving against El Camino as they'll have it first, but primarily a crosswind, and certainly Ed will affect the kicking game as well as the passing game. And El Camino, they're a team that comes in with averaging nearly 500 yards in total offense on the season. So passing a little more part of their attack, but don't be fooled. This is a team that can run the ball as well.
They ran it over 400 yards rushing last week against Allen Hancock, and they're coming in rushing 213 yards per game this season. So it'll be a big test against this Rustler's defense as well.
And the kick away, and it's Taylor who takes it at the 5. Able to slip out of one tackle, and now Taylor wrapped up by Terrell Taylor, among others. And El Camino will have it out past their 20-yard line. We'll see where they spotted it. It looks like at the 21. Well, they'll give him the 23. El Camino comes out behind a talented and experienced offensive line. 4 sophomores on that offensive line, just 1 freshman behind quarterback Dayton Tafoya, who will get the start, but we expect to see multiple quarterbacks on both sides here today before it's all said and done, and a whistle prior to the opening snap.
Very anxious start to this one. Penalty on the first play.
False start. Offense, number 75.
So our referee, David Bautista, with the call. And it will be 1st and 15 back at the 18-yard line. And needless to say, Ed, in these conditions, you certainly can't afford to get yourself into 2nd and 3rd and long. Quick throw from Tafoya, and it's incomplete. Through the hands of his intended target. He was looking for Terrence Gossett Jr. Marquise Brown had the coverage, and Golden West banged up at the cornerback position, where they are down to just 1 starting quarterback, Jakari Embry. And over at the other side, 3 corners out here today. Marquise Brown moves from safety to corner. They're going to have to rotate in safeties at that corner spot all day today.
It's going to be a very challenge for that defense, as you mentioned. Key players out, you have to make different rotations, and that was one of the key things that happened in practice this week.
They throw on the far side, and a completion to Joshua Lorick, who weaves his way forward to the 20 for a pickup of a couple, which leaves a 3rd and 13 for El Camino. Well, they start out with Marquise Brown, and we talked to Nick Mitchell. He, with good reason, expressed confidence that Marquise Brown can move over and handle that corner position, but he said, we can't afford to leave him there all day. We still need him at safety as well, so they are going to rotate some other players as well. 3rd down throw over the head. And incomplete. And maybe the first time today that we see the wind perhaps have an impact, as Kyron Ross was the intended target. Embry on the coverage, and a quick 3 and out for El Camino. And Golden West will get it and figure to have good field position. Jonathan Roditis, 2nd in the 3C2A in punting average. Back to kick it away for El Camino. Noah Burdick awaits the kick from Roditis. And whistles again before the snap.
Sounds like deja vu.
So the field position going to get a little worse.
False start. Offense, number 39.
Another false start penalty.
Remains 4th down.
And that will move it back to the 15-yard line. Burdick waiting in El Camino territory. Tough assignment for Roditis. Good kick over the head of Burdick. Roditis launches it. Burdick all the way back to his 35. Does find a little lane. Might be a block in the back. I don't see a flag. Good return for Burdick, who had to go all the way back inside his 35 to get this ball, but then finds a little lane. And up here next to the El Camino coaches, an immediate reaction. They wanted that call. You can see it on the replay. Perhaps the Rustlers get away with what could be a block in the back. Let's watch one more time. And yeah, that's a great job, Michael, our director today, Mike Cepeda. And maybe just turning around and getting the hands on the front, closer to that front number, avoids the call. The good return from Burdick sets Golden West up at the 46. Awad starts at quarterback and a first down handoff to Rafakici. Ahead for a gain of about 3. DJ Morgan will be calling his name a lot today. In there along with Frisco Tauete. Very active linebacker core for El Camino.
Akici's coming in today rushing 505 and has 4 touchdowns. He's the second leading rusher on this team. As mentioned at the beginning, with this high win, your best bet is to run that football, let him loose, and get you some points.
Golden West, solid offensive line in front, led by sophomores Trent Light and Josiah Laban. Freshman Parker Awad gets the start, but we'll see a few quarterbacks. Skinny post, and it's incomplete. Looking for True Tanner. And now it's 3rd and 7 for Golden West, and Golden West comes in converting at 41% on 3rd down, but even a 3rd and 7 is a significant challenge in these conditions. Jimenez in the slot to the right.
And Jimenez is in, and they can use him as a slant receiver on these key 3rd down plays.
Along with Tyler Hampton, 4 wide receivers on a 3rd and 7. Blitz coming. Good protection. Awad has time, fires, completes, finding Hampton inside the 35 for a first down. BJ Wagner moving in to make the stop, along with Kavan Townsend. So Hampton with the reception, and Golden West converts on 3rd down. They move it to the El Camino 33.
And that's the best bet right there, Jeff. On 3rd down, you're bringing your best 3rd down receiver, which is Tyler Hampton, able to make that catch, and they move the chains, and they're getting closer in territory.
Jayshon Pete checks into the game in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. They fake to Pete. Awad stepping up. He'll keep it. Slides down in front of Morgan. Gain of a couple. They'll give him just a yard to the 32. It'll leave a 2nd and 9.
That offense did a great job of giving him time to throw, but that defense pressure, while not able to find the receiver, decided to just take off, avoid the sack, give him a yard, sets up for another 2nd down with just a little bit of minimal yardage.
Awad, the freshman, won this job in camp. It was a spirited battle at the quarterback spot, but Awad been starting from the outset this season, does a great job managing this offense. That's what got him the job. Completion to Jimenez inside the 30. Jared Douglas with the stop. Down to the 27. The 5-yard pickup leaves a 3rd down and 4. Opening drive for Golden West. We're just underway. The Beach Bowl from Golden West College.
Jimenez did a good job on that reception. Actually, a couple of weeks ago against Cerritos, he and Awad connected for that winning touchdown pass.
3rd down and 4. Awad directing traffic. He's got 3 wide receivers to the left. Here they come. Quick throw, incomplete. Looking for Dasani McIntosh, the first target for McIntosh. Frisco Laulau Tauete coming on the blitz, and he was in Awad's face. It's a 4th down and 5 from the 28. I don't think you're going to attempt the field goal here in these conditions. It'd be 45 yards for Chad Hoffman. And the Rustlers are going to keep the offense on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th down. On the season, they are 11 of 21 on 4th down. Blitz coming again. Awad has time, throws, and completes. Oh, through the hands of McIntosh. He had it momentarily, but he wasn't going to get the first down anyway. Closing in quickly, it was Justin Evans, and he was able to deliver the stick. Excuse me, that was BJ Wagner. Able to deliver the stick and knock that ball free. So even if McIntosh holds on there, Ed, I think he's a couple of yards shy. So a great job by the Warrior defense.
Yeah, and Ta'ota, number 44, for the second time, getting close to Watt's face. Looks like the offense are going to have to double team him or something, because that's twice now he got into his face and broke up that pass, especially the play before that where he took that hit.
So Tafoya on second possession for El Camino in the backfield. It's Amani Givens, second leading rusher for El Camino on the season. Givens has had an outstanding campaign. Bit of a delay before the snap. Gives me time to tell you that Givens averaging over 9 yards a carry on the season. 9.3. Gets the handoff here. And he is dragging a tackler for about 5 yards before he is finally brought down. Cayman Sue on the stop. We mentioned the depth problems at cornerback, well, also at linebacker, where with the loss of Harrison Koffel last week, Golden West down all 3 starting linebackers from the start of the year now for their matchup today, so they're having to go deep into the bench at the linebacker position as well. 2nd down and 5. Quick throw for Tafoya. Catch is made. Close to a first down as he finds Richard Kick, his tight end, for a gain of about 4. They haven't moved the chains yet, so it brings up a big 3rd down and 1.
Tafoya, actually a freshman coming in his first year, he had a very decent year this year, Jeff. 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and almost a 63% completion in passing.
3rd down and 2. Givens lowers the shoulder, trying to push the pile. He is stood up and driven back. This will come down to the spot, and it looks like he got it. Daniel Viramontes in on the stop. Rustlers as a team surrender under 100 yards a game on the ground. One of the stout rushing defenses year after year, and certainly this year no exception. But as you mentioned, Ed, this is an El Camino team behind a very talented offensive line that does run the ball well. 1st and 10 from the 40. Inside handoff. And a gain of about 7, running room as Kendall Taylor able to find a lane and get it to the 47, where to leave a 2nd down and 3.
And again, the offensive line doing their job, opening the holes for Givens, and he comes in as a number 2 in rushing.
Yeah, we've already seen 3 backs. We should see Marcise Yates as well today. Designed roll, Tafoya. Flushed from the pocket, he's got the 1st down and more. He's into Rustler territory, makes a move at the 40. 35 and out of bounds near the 30. 23 yards for Dayton Tafoya on the scramble. And now it's El Camino on the move in Rustler territory, 1st and 10 from the 30.
And again, the offensive line, and with that banged up secondary and linebackers, it's going to be very challenging to try to keep Tafoya in that pocket.
And Nick Mitchell, talking about the challenges of facing this El Camino offense, did throw out there, said their quarterback can move, and that's something we have to be aware of as well.
And he also
as
has
we're defending this team.
And he also has a rushing touchdown this season as well.
1st and 10 from the 30. They give to Taylor, able to slip a tackle in the backfield, but run out of bounds. No gain on the play.
Kane Elroy, number 42, had him in the backfield.
Yeah, Elroy had a shot. Yep. Elroy again in there with the absence of Jesse Schumacher, Jordan Palomino, both lost early in the year. Now Harrison Koffel out. And it's Kane Elroy, Cayman Sue, Nick Mendez, who will lead the way in that linebacking core here today. 2nd down and 11. New runner in the backfield as well. And a 2nd down carry, and good hard running for Dylan Michael.
Looks like
I'm going to correct myself there. It was Gemini Badamana on the carry.
The sophomore running back, he has 2 rushing touchdowns this season. And I was going to say, Jeff, after that first possession where they went 3 and out, whatever adjustments they made on the sidelines has worked so far, because now they're within the 20 to the red zone.
Yeah, this is a great response after all kinds of trouble on the opening possession that saw the quick 3 and out. 1st and 10 from the 20. And Tafoya in no hurry, clock moving, 7:07 and counting, remaining in the opening period. Badamana running left, breaks a tackle. He's got another first down inside the 10. Finally brought down by Davis Thacker. But there's the good stiff arm. And that time it was Cayman Sue that had a chance, but Badamana able to break the tackle.
And again, a second time opportunity to tackle in the backfield goes unaverted as a stiff arm helped him stay on his feet.
Back-to-back runs for Badamana. Now Kendall Taylor checks in into the backfield. It's a 1st and 10 for El Camino. They have it at the Golden West 10-yard line. So it's 1st and goal. And a whistle again before the snap. And did they just back themselves up by 5 yards? We'll have a good look down at field level. Yeah, was that Jonah Tavanuu? So a timeout on the field. Golden West going to take their first charge timeout when we come back. 1st and goal from the 15 for El Camino. No score. The 2023 Beach Bowl brought to you by Chick-fil-A on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Taylor and Badamana in the backfield. And this call, let me correct it, went against Golden West. Taylor hit behind the line. The ball is loose. The Rustlers are saying they have it as Austin Gerbich comes up with it, and the Rustlers force the big turnover in the red zone.
That's what they needed, Jeff. They were getting backed against the wall with that offense moving. And here, as you see, it looks like a mishandling. Right, you see it. Playing hot potato with it.
On the exchange. And that one never securely in the hands of Kendall Taylor. And Austin Gerbich, the converted defensive lineman, also moving back to that linebacker spot right there to fall on the football. Huge turnover for the Rustlers.
Yeah, that's what the Rustlers really needed because they were going backwards towards their own end zone in the fumble. Key opportunity now. Let's see if they can convert that into points.
Their turnover differential on the season +5, so they've been good forcing turnovers, and that was a big one. 1st down carry. Pete working behind his blockers. Picks his way to the 16, a gain of about 5, leaves a 2nd and 5. Jared Douglas in on the stop.
Golden West is rotating running backs. Jay-Sean Pete is actually the leading rusher for this team this season with 508 and rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, just a couple yards ahead of Ralph Akichi.
Yeah, he and Akichi have truly been a two-headed monster at that tailback spot. Pete weaving his way forward before Morgan wraps him up at the 1st down marker. He's got enough for the 1st down.
Good job, offensive linemen. Again, doing their blocks, opening that hole for Pete to go through. And then another 1st down here for Golden West.
So a couple of carries for Jay-Sean Pete and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 22. The wind continues to gust here in Huntington Beach. Awad at the controls. Akichi in all kinds of trouble looking for a lane, and he is going to be run out of bounds. A loss on the play. Wagner, Kololo eventually forcing him out of bounds. No chance on that play. Great penetration from the Warriors. Sets up a 2nd and long.
Yeah, he had about 4 Warriors that wanted to introduce themselves to him, and he decided, I'll take a pass on that, and stepped out of bounds.
Did a pretty good job just to lose 2 yards on the play. It's a 2nd and 12.
Oh, yeah, it could have been worse. It would have been about a 5 or 6 yard loss, but again, he did a good job trying to avoid damage and just keep it on a 2-yard loss.
They'll keep it on the ground on 2nd and long. Back to Akichi, straight ahead, and a gain of a couple. Keith Davis, along with Kololo, getting in for the stop. talented defensive line for El Camino as well, with Keith Davis, Cohen Fuller, Veyamanu, Jacob Kololo. They go deep in that defensive line rotation.
As you see, they're rotating players just to keep them fresh. And let's see if the Warriors can get off here on 3rd down to avoid that turnover.
3rd and 8. Tough spot for Golden West. Working against not only the Warrior defense, but this win. Delayed blitz, good protection for Awad, and that one sails. And it's incomplete. He was looking for Jonathan Smith, and well, if you ever need an object lesson here in how it's difficult to throw the ball today, Awad on that throw overshoots Smith by about 10 yards.
And overthrew him, not enough height to make the catch. But again, El Camino, good job. Even though they had that turnover, their defense really bailed them out with a 3 and out, and they're about to get the ball back.
Yeah, the Warriors, I should say the Rustlers, do pick up 1 first down on the Pete carries. Gives themselves a little bit of breathing room, but El Camino should come away with good field position. Lorick gonna take this one at the 34. Tries the stiff arm now, takes a big hit at the 42, an 8-yard return. Good field position for El Camino after the punt by Guzman.
A little bit of extra running room, set themselves up for a good field position.
So the Warriors have to shake off that turnover on the last drive. They had an outstanding drive going deep into the red zone, but the miscue at the 10-yard line ended that drive with no points. So Tafoya back on. And interesting today, Ed, I'm not sure that we've seen Marcise Yetz yet, and he might not be available. We're seeing Amani Givens in the backfield once again, along with Kendall Taylor and Gemini Badamana. So we've seen a couple of different runners, but no Marcise Yetz, the leading rusher on the season, and it is possible that he is not available today. But this is a team that certainly doesn't rely on one back. Obviously, the numbers bear that out.
They have about 3-4 different running backs. So even if they lose their main running back, they still have a good support system to keep that running game going. As we saw last week, over 400 yards rushing, not just by one guy. Very different.
A loss of a yard on first down, so 2nd down and 11 for El Camino. Winding down toward 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Givens able to slip a tackle in the backfield. They had a chance again, but they can't wrap up Givens. That time, it was Micah Ainu who had his hands on Givens, but he's so difficult to bring him down. He did slow him down enough to limit him to a yard, and it leaves a 3rd and 10, a tough assignment for El Camino.
And you see Golden West rotating with their defensive line. We see Daniel Viramontes, number 94, coming in, trying to keep that defense fresh.
El Camino converting on 3rd down at just 34% on the season. So they've struggled somewhat in that area, even under the best of conditions, and that's certainly not the case today. Tafoya throws on the run, finds Lorick for a big first down. 12 yards on the completion to Lorick, moves it to the Golden West 46. That's a massive 3rd down conversion. Pretty good throw from Tafoya on the move as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's known by moving the football when he's on his feet, moving towards the sidelines or anywhere else. He does a good job when he's in movement throwing the football.
So 1st and 10 from the 46. Badamana straight ahead. Gerbich trying to wrap him up. Meanwhile, Badamana still moving the pile, and they are going to give him the 40-yard line, a 6-yard gain. With that great second effort, sets up a 2nd down and 4.
You see a lot of the rustlers trying to tackle him, but he's got that Jerome Bettis strength that's got the moving like the buzz. Look at that go. And look, the ball came out right before he came down.
Well, the ball definitely came out at the end. Was the knee down? Either way, that's the call on the field. So it's a 6-yard run. But that second effort, it's a two-edged sword for Badamana with that second effort, because maybe allowed that football to get away, but it stays with El Camino. It's a 2nd down from the Golden West 40.
You're right, that looked like a close one, but it looked like it almost came out.
Badamana running right near the first down marker. Marquise Brown moving up for the stop. It'll come down to the spot. The chains haven't moved yet. It's going to be 3rd down and a foot from the 36.
And with 3rd down, almost anything is possible. You can do a quarterback sneak, a quick draw, a quick slant. Anything's possible.
They are going to give him the first down. Okay, so late signal, but yes, they've moved the chain, so it's a 1st and 10. Badamana straight up the middle and stood up at the 30, but not before he picks up 6 yards. It's a 2nd down and 4, working right behind his center, sophomore Jonathan Tejada. And running room again for Gemini Badamana.
You notice it takes a lot of wrestlers to take him down. May want to put pressure inside when it comes to the ball being hiked.
32 yards now on the ground for Badamana. That's the final play of the first quarter. We're through 1. No score, but El Camino on the move again. You're watching the Beach Bowl, brought to you by Chick-fil-A here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second and 4 from the Golden West 30 to start the second quarter for El Camino. They outgained Golden West nearly 3-1 in terms of yardage in that first quarter, 91-31, but the fumble obviously a big play. Second down carry. Givens dragged down by Viramontes after a gain of 1, brings up a 3rd down and 3. You go back to a little better than a week ago in that regular season finale. Mount Sac 10 of 15 on 3rd down. That was a huge statistic in that game. Right away, El Camino so far today, 2 of 3 on 3rd down. The Rustlers need to find a way to get off the field on 3rd down.
Exactly, especially with a big 3rd and 3 coming up here.
Quick throw and a completion. Reynoso out of bounds. Haven't moved the chains yet. It'll come down to the spot. They're moving to the 25, and it is enough for a first down. Another 3rd down conversion keeps the drive alive.
And I want to say really quick, you mentioned the turnover. That's the advantage El Camino has. They were able to overcome it, keep Golden West from scoring, and now they're on the verge of getting a touchdown themselves.
Givens breaks a tackle at the line, spinning his way forward, still on his feet. He's inside the 15, pushing the pile inside the 10. Amani Givens, hard running, and another first down. 16 yards before they can finally get him down to the turf. Finally brought down by Kane Elroy. So a change on the offensive line for El Camino, and they will have to move as a player loses a helmet. Meanwhile, it's 1st and goal from the 9. Badamana in the offset eye behind Tafoya. Another good drive for El Camino. You go back to that big 3rd down conversion to Lorick on a 3rd and 10 to keep the drive alive. Coming off the edge, Elroy able to bring down Badamana, no gain on the play. And a 2nd and goal. And Ed, this would be about a 26-yard field goal, but I don't think anything is even close to a guarantee today. I'm sure the Warriors think it's 6 here, not 3.
That's what you got mindset, especially with this high wind, power wind going through the area. You want to just get touchdowns. You don't want to resort to a field goal unless it's a crucial situation later in the game where you need those 3 points. Your best bet here, focus on 7.
A change in the backfield, and I believe this is Champion Edwards, who has come on. No, this is Ja'Kai Torres. And now El Camino calling for a timeout. We do see this. We saw this a few weeks ago up at Ventura. They'll go to Ja'Kai Torres in that Wildcat formation. But it's El Camino that wants to take the timeout as they look to change to that package. 12:53 to go here in the first half. No score. El Camino and Golden West. It's Golden West College, the Beach Bowl, here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So they go back to Tafoya on a 2nd and goal from the 9. So they briefly showed the Wildcat package.
The Warriors had to call timeout. There's a lot of confusion on both offense and defense. You saw a late comer in from the Roasters' defensive side.
Givens in the backfield. Gets the handoff, cuts it back to his left. He's at the 5 and slips down. And about the 3. Givens that close, but lost his footing. And actually, they're going to say he got all the way down to the 1.
If you saw on the replay, there was more room on that left side. Almost got into the end zone.
So it's a 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll go with a jumbo package and Ja'Kai Torres with his first appearance. So they'll go to the Wildcat. Torres on the direct snap, straight ahead, lowering the shoulder. Down to the goal line, no signal yet. And he's in. So Torres does get over the goal line. Diasis there, but can't keep him out. 1-yard touchdown run for Ja'Kai Torres and El Camino on the board first. They grab the 6-0 lead. And we have a timeout on the field with an injured player down. For Torres, that is his 7th rushing touchdown on the season. And El Camino out to the lead.
Very good response by the Warriors offense after that turnover. They got a 3 and now, and they were able to march down the field.
Yeah, they go 58 yards on that drive, take advantage of a slightly short field.
And that's what they've been able to do all season long as well.
Yeah, a couple of big 3rd down conversions. DeLeva's extra point is good. 12-10 remaining here in the first half. El Camino draws first blood, and they grab the 7-0 lead at the 2023 Beach Bowl here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Well, how about this, Ed? Golden West on the season allows just 91 yards per game as an average on the ground. El Camino has 99 yards here with 12:10 remaining in the first half. You don't often see this, but the Warriors really dictating things in the running game thus far here today.
Yeah, that's correct, Jeff, and especially you mentioned, we talked about this at the beginning, when you have a lot of key players missing on defense, it's very difficult to maintain that defensive strength. As you mentioned, switching in and out, switching one of your main players to different areas on the field can really be a disadvantage on a defense.
Yeah, I talked about having to make the moves at cornerback, but also all three linebackers that started the season now out here today. It's a tough adjustment to make, especially with about a week and a couple of days really to do it, facing an offense that puts up nearly 500 yards a game. And so far, El Camino has had their way, but it's a 7-0 game. Skylar Partridge makes the appearance at quarterback and nearly intercepted. Emilio Gutierrez had a real shot at what would have been a certain pick six on the first throw from Skylar Partridge.
And you mentioned he had a good job. He read the quarterback's eye, was able to deflect the pass, but as you said, he could have taken it back home for 6 points.
Partridge just 2 of 2 on the season. So getting a chance here today. Missing on his first attempt, second down, handoff, running room on the right side, and a first down for Golden West. Akichi on the carry, out to the 31, a 13-yard run for Rafakichi. And the Rustlers able to move the chains. Golden West has been able to run the ball, granted, in short numbers here today. El Camino really dominating in terms of time of possession. First down handoff and not much doing. Kololo on the edge.
That was Elvin that spins number 46 on the tackle.
First down carry for Beck Walker and a gain of a yard. Leaves a second down and 9. Walker will remain in the game behind Partridge. And of course, part of the balance here for Nick Mitchell and for Gifford Lindheim as well, as Walker cuts it back and finds a lane. The ball is out. El Camino pointing as if they have it.
Looks like they do.
As Walker coughs it up at the 40, and the Rustlers return the favor with a turnover themselves. Cohen Fuller coming out with the ball.
Good job by that.
Take a look at it down on the field.
Good response, knowing that the ball was on the ground. Instead of the play being let go, they went for it, and they got the fumble.
We'll have a good look at it here, and it's Jacob Kololo comes in as Walker spins out of that tackle but loses the football. Now each team with a turnover as El Camino takes over at the Golden West 40. I started to say for both these coaches here today, there's a bit of a balance between wanting to win this football game, but also the last opportunity for some players who've worked hard all year to get a chance to see the field, to get them some film of themselves, which obviously for these coaches is a big part of what they do, helping these players to get ready for the next level.
And you're also right about that, Jeff. Even Coach Nick Mitchell had said he wanted Skylar Partridge to get some playing time, learn this system, and learn the offense. And so far, he's done okay. He's got good running backs, but unfortunately, a mistake on the running game caused a fumble.
Yeah, Beck Walker, who hasn't seen a whole lot of action this season, had some running room, but the fumble gives it up. Completion on the near side for a gain of a couple. Potter on the stop after the completion to Ross leaves a 3rd down and 6 from the 36, and a big 3rd down for this Rustler defense. They need a 3 and out here.
And you mentioned the quarterback switch. We also forgot to mention, there's a new quarterback in for the Warriors. I believe it's Champion Edwards.
Yeah, Champion Edwards wearing number 9 today on a 3rd down. Quarterback draw, breaks a tackle at the 35, but Edwards brought down shy of the first down marker by Jakari Embry. The 4-yard run leaves a 4th and 3 and a decision for Gifford Lindheim. They'll spot it at the 34, so call it 4th and 4. And Golden West, I should say El Camino, going to line up to go for it from the Golden West 34, bunch formation. El Camino on the season, 13 of 29, 4 of 20 on fourth down. So they've struggled on fourth down this season. And they're going to miss it here. Diaz has had a shot in the backfield, but they wrap up about 3 yards short Givens with great second effort, but he was about 5 yards away with a few Rustler jerseys closing in on him, and he can pick up only about a yard, and that is short of the first down marker, and El Camino gives it up on downs. Big stand for the Golden West defense.
And Diaz's presence in the backfield really caused that commotion as they were able to stop the Warriors from getting the first down, and now a little bit of good field position. Let's see if they're able to rebound after giving up that fumble on the last possession.
And we'll see Braden Seary, so the third quarterback today, with Jay-Sean Pete in the backfield for Golden West. They fake to Pete on the slant, complete to Jonathan Smith. Smith returned last week after missing 3 weeks. Makes the catch, takes it to the El Camino 46, called the 47-yard line. I should say to the Golden West 48-yard line.
They're going on no huddle as well.
15 yards and a first down. Siri brings him to the line. Play clock at 18. Receivers left and right. Could be a free play. Now they're going to blow the whistle. Fuller looked like he jumped at that defensive tackle spot. But they'll huddle up, and let's see what the call is here.
Looks like contact was made at the snap, and they blew the play dead. Normally there would be a free play. Siri had a free play, but it looks like there was contact on the replay. Contact was made at the line of scrimmage. Oh,
they're going to call it on going. So they're going to say that Cohen Fuller was drawn off. So instead of a 1st and 5, it's a 1st and 15.
So the official is saying that even though the defensive player went in the neutral zone, that was not the factor for the offensive player moving, so therefore they call it false start.
Pete, following his right guard, gets back to the original line of scrimmage and more. Into El Camino territory at the 49-yard line, an 8-yard run. Should leave a second down at 7.
Yeah, they did a good job getting most of that the yardage back from the penalty. Sets them up for an easy second down at 7.
Yeah, following freshman Hayden Harlan, his right tackle, for a gain of 8. Much more manageable 2nd and 7. First series for Braden Seary. They fake the handoff. Seary on the keeper, falls forward for about a yard. Leaves a 3rd down and 6. Seary has seen scant action the last couple of weeks. Just 7 attempts over the last 2 weeks.
Going back to that last play, I wonder if it was a play action or a option, because it looked like Pete was waiting on the ball and Seary got the ball and he had tackled. So I'm not sure if that was like a miscommunication.
3rd and 6, Golden West, 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far today. Pete hit in the backfield and brought down. Loss of a couple on the play. That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see the punting unit for Golden West.
The defense read that very clearly, knowing that they were going to run the ball on 3rd down.
Yeah, Blake Wells able to wrap up Pete for a loss on the play.
And here's a challenge. They're going to be kicking against the wind.
Yeah, it's, as we mentioned, it's primarily a crosswind blowing slightly across as well and against Golden West. Guzman.
Fake.
Penetration. Brown, meanwhile, back and now has to get this one away. The low line drive kick will take a Golden West bounce, and Brown able to at least get 29 yards out of it. And El Camino will start from their own 21-yard line. Well, that's one way to keep it out of the wind, as Marquise Brown got it no more than about eye level, but nonetheless a 29-yard kick. And I don't know, Ed, interesting, I don't know if we have that play to watch again, but was this something with an eye toward a fake, or was it just good penetration? Yeah, that's our director, Mike Zapata, chiming in as well, saying perhaps an option for Marquise Brown to make a read there on what he wants to do. Gets the kick away. That's an athletic play from Marquise
That
Brown.
was probably more of an option, as Mike said, but more like if you see a room, go for it. If not, just kick it.
Yep. So El Camino has it at their own 20. They lead at 7-0, 6:14 remaining here in the second quarter. First down handoff, Givens breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He's at the 25 and finally brought down at the 27, 7 yards for Amani Givens. And between Gemini and Badamana, Amani Givens, I think you have to be impressed with the physical hard running from these El Camino backs.
As you've seen the running backs so far in this game, their strength is avoiding tackles or staying on their feet after making contact. The more tackles you avoid, the more quicker you get exhausted.
Well, there aren't too many running backs in our coverage here of Golden West football who give as good as they get against this Golden West defense as these El Camino backs have done, at least in the first half so far. 2-yard run leaves a 3rd and 1.
And you think about the running backs, it's kind of like going up against Jerome Bettis, going up against Jamal Lewis. I don't think you want to face those big running backs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a sense in which they are liking the physicality, I think, and bringing it themselves. Ja'Kai Torres will come in, and on a 3rd and short, El Camino will go to that Wildcat package and the direct snap to Torres. Rustlers with 10 at the line. Torres straight ahead, has running room, breaks a tackle at the 35, and he's out past the 40. Brought down at the 44. Good hole for Ja'Kai Torres. And on a 3rd and 1, he breaks through for 15 yards.
And Torres had a blocker that got in his way after passing the first down. You wonder if he wasn't there, he could have gone all the way to the house.
Yeah, the middle of that offensive line, guards Rodney Tyne, Wesley Widmer, Jonathan Tejada, the center. They open up a good hole for Ja'Kai Torres. 15-yard run and a first down. Badamana cuts it to his right. Running room for Badamana, brought down just short of the first down marker by Davis Thacker.
These running backs are doing a good job when it comes to looking for the running hole. That's twice now that the Warriors have gone to the right side. The Rustlers are kind of focusing more on the left side, leaving the right side more open for that hole. It's
a 10-yard run. Badamana cuts it back to his right once again. Stiff arms a man. Brought down after a gain of about 4. They'll give him 5. Embry finally forces him out of bounds. It's a 2nd down and 5. El Camino well over 100 yards on the ground here in this first half as a team. 2nd down and 5. Givens back into the game, has the first down. Tripped up at the 35. 6 yards for Givens and another first down.
Yeah, it looks like the Rustlers are struggling on defense when it comes to tackling. They're seeing a lot of missed tackles.
Yeah, Nick Mendez finally got a hand in to trip him up, but Givens with 6 yards, and he moves the chains. Fresh set of downs, under 4 minutes to go in this first half. El Camino with the 7-0 lead. Snap to Tafoya, designed roll, throws and completes. First down and more. Down inside the 20 as he finds Joey Grant, 6'7" sophomore tight end. It's a 22-yard pickup for Grant. As it looked like they ran a little waggle there, Ed, with that designed roll, the misdirection, and a roll back to the right, and Grant was open.
And they're really wearing down this Rustlers defense.
At the 35, straight ahead, another good push up the middle. And Hall on the carry. First carry today for Zamir Hall, and he's 5-7 yards downfield before anyone gets a hand on him. It's 2nd down and about a yard. Well, they'll call it 3 yards.
You notice on the replay, you saw how Givens was going down, his head down. He's basically trying to avoid the hit, but at the same time trying to get in, go through that hole, dodge those tacklers. And you know how that's working with the yardage they're gaining.
Direct snap to Torres. Torres breaking tackles. He's in for another touchdown. 2nd rushing touchdown in the first half for Ja'Kai Torres. 8 now on the season, and El Camino extends on the lead 13-0 with 2:27 remaining here in the first half. And as we have seen really all day, he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and then got a head of steam going, and there's no way they were going to keep him out.
And you notice again, trying to get the head down lower to avoid the tackles. And that is 2 great possessions that this Warriors offense have. Shows why they put up 400 yards last week.
Yeah, this is a team that has been putting up points all year long, and they go 80 yards, capped off by the Ja'Kai Torres 5-yard touchdown run. And you don't often see an offense have that kind of success going right down the field against a Golden West College defense. 2:27 remaining in the first half, and now El Camino pushes the lead out to 14-0. It's the Beach Bowl from Huntington Beach on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .27 remaining in the first half, and the Rustlers, Ed, could definitely use some kind of momentum heading into halftime. As this game has worn on, the El Camino Warriors have really taken charge, and they now lead at 14-0.
And the Rustlers are about to get good field positions as the flag came on to play. It looks like that kickoff out of bounds.
Well, that's a good start if you're looking for something good.
It's more like a gimme gift, pretty much. I know Christmas is around the corner, so they got a little bit of a present early. And you know, with the winds here, I know they call it the Beach Bowl, but shouldn't they call it the Beach Bowl / Wind Tunnel Bowl?
The Dust Bowl, because I feel as though we've got those heavy winds, those heavy plains winds.
And you know, it's actually calmed down a little bit, but it's going to be going in and out, picking up as this game goes along.
Let's just call it the Santa Ana Bowl.
Hey, that's what
for
they
the
call
Santa Ana winds, which have come in here today. Golden West will start from their own 35. Parker Awad Luther Richardson in at quarterback. So the 4th quarterback today, Richardson on the keeper, not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down for a loss of a yard. And that was once again Blake Wells with a little bit of help from Mathis Schaff.
And you wonder, Jeff, with Golden West being down 2 scores, and I know they're doing the quarterback change as part of a strategy or their game strategy, you wonder if they just wanted to stick with one guy in order to keep momentum.
4-man rush on a 2nd 11. Richardson stepping up, throws, completes to Pete. Pete at the 40 has the first down, forced out of bounds at the 47. 12-yard pickup for Ja'Shawn Pete.
Gain of 12 on the play.
Gets it to the 46. They'll stop the clock to move the chains with 1:49 remaining here in the first half.
Now keep in mind, Golden West deferred, so the Warriors got the ball first. Your best options here is to get a score because you have 2 timeouts, and then get the ball back and get another score at the start of the second half.
Delayed handoff. Pete in trouble, hit for a loss. This will come down to the spot. Elvin Espinosa into the backfield quickly. They'll spot it at the 43. That's a loss of 3, and the clock will continue to move. 2nd down and a long 12. Golden West still with 2 timeouts remaining, so they've got time. Richardson with the snap. Blitz coming. The throw complete. Finds Dasani McIntosh working against Emilio Gutierrez, who brings him down at the El Camino 43. That's good enough for a first down. First catch today for leading receiver Dasani McIntosh.
And he did a great job when knowing where the out-of-bounds line was. He caught it, but in that case, I would have just gone out of bounds.
Yep.
Save the time instead of trying to get extra 5 yards.
Yeah, good job by Emilio Gutierrez on the coverage to not get beat. Throw over the middle. Jimenez with a first down and more. takes a big hit at the 25, brought down at the 24. We do have a flag down in the backfield. And this is going to go against El Camino, so it's going to put some more yardage on the end of that play. Gutierrez eventually with the stop on Jimenez. Richardson has given this offense a jolt at the quarterback position. He is moving the Rustlers.
You know, when I saw that penalty marker fly, I thought they were going to call the Warriors on that hit on Jimenez, but they're saying that the quarterback got hit, so now it's extra 15 yards. And look where they're at the 12-yard line. Got a chance to get in the end zone.
1st and 10 from the El Camino 12-yard line. Richardson with Pete in the backfield. Has the snap. Pop flies. Looking in the corner, and it's incomplete. He wanted Hampton. Yeah, let's see if we have a look at this one. And that's what Hampton is looking for. He's not getting the call.
Yeah, he wanted a flag.
It was Jonathan Tillman on the coverage. It's a 2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line. And we referenced this earlier, but with these wins, strong crosswinds slightly against the Rustlers as they move it from right to left. And this is no chip shot for Jan Hoffman.
No, but you have your 2 running backs in the backfield, or you have your 2 running backs on the team. I would focus on running the ball in this side of the field.
3 wide receivers to the right. Richardson looking left, under pressure, still on his feet. Throws incomplete. Well, he kept that play alive, eventually tried to get it to Pete on the near side, and now it's 3rd down and 10 from the 12 as the pressure comes and they're able to flush Richardson from the pocket.
Yeah, he did a good job of avoiding the sack, but the pressure was coming and he tried to get it to Pete. Unfortunately, he was not able to complete the pass.
3rd down from the 12-yard line.
Expect maybe a blitz on pressure on Richardson on this play. They might come in. Looks like a blitz.
Crowding the line. Richardson has the snap. Here comes the blitz. Steps up, throws over the middle, complete at the 5. Jimenez stood up at about the 3-yard line. He is about a yard shy of the 1st down. It brings up a 4th down to 19 seconds. And they'll stop the clock as Golden West going to take a timeout. That is the 2nd charge timeout for Golden West. So it is 4th and 1, 19 seconds remaining. But you can run the ball if you're Golden West. You do still have a timeout remaining.
Yeah, I think your best bet right now is to just get that 1 yard, get the 1st down, and then you'll most likely have either maybe 2 or 3 plays to get into the end zone depending on what this offense runs. But your first main priority is get the 1st down, and then you can go from there.
3rd catch for Nate Jimenez. Meanwhile, Richardson on the drive now, 4 of 6. And this is a drive that started back at the 35-yard line.
But Jeff, if they try to pass it here and go for the end zone, one thing on your mind you have to think of, you cannot hold on to that ball long because you might see a blitz on 4th down. So if they're going to throw it, make sure you have someone open, throw it to them fast. But your best option here, you have Akichi, you have Pete. Your best bet is just run the ball and then go from there.
Richardson brings the offense back onto the field with Jay Sean Pete in the backfield on a 4th and 2. Rustler's going to line up to go for it. Richardson, play clock at 12. Still looking back. And a timeout taken. Well, they're waving it off.
What that's about.
What's going on here? Play clock's down to 3.
And now it's at 0. They forget to reset the play clock?
Yeah. Well, no timeout was indicated.
That is on us.
Oh, look at that.
So we're going to get some clarification.
There is no foul on the play or delay a game. The clock was stopped erroneously. Cannot call 2 timeouts consecutively. It was erroneously granted by one of the officials.
Oh, look at that.
No play. Play clock will be set at 25. Start again.
Nice
Okay, so
explanation
Golden
there.
West, they're saying Golden West tried to call back-to-back timeouts. Not allowed. It was erroneously granted. So let's give referee David Bautista credit for the word of the day so far with erroneously.
Never heard that one.
Impressive.
before.
4th down from the 3-yard line of El Camino. Snap to Richardson. Richardson throws back in the end zone, juggled and incomplete. We will have a good look. And let's stay at this angle because this is a call against Cohen Fuller.
Went to the
delivering the hit on Richardson.
Went to the head, Jeff.
Yeah, we'll have one more look at it here. This is a big call on 4th down.
Oh, yeah, contact to the head.
Yeah, that left arm coming up. And I think if he comes in there without that shot upstairs, he might get away with that. But instead, that is a massive call on 4th down. You saw the incompletion, so the Warriors had the stop. But instead, it's now 1st and goal. And Richardson quickly under center. Now he'll back up. Down to 13 seconds. You still got to battle the clock. Pete on the carry. Following his left guard down to the goal line. He's a little bit short.
You want to use your timeout.
Down to 5 seconds. Golden West has a timeout. They will take their final timeout.
I think they let about 2 or 3 seconds go down more. Now you're in a position where you only have one play.
So timeout on the field. 5 seconds remaining in the first half, and Golden West timing up for one play from the El Camino 1-yard line with no timeouts left.
And I think the mistake on Golden West was that they let time go down. I believe when the play stopped, it was at 8 seconds and the clock was still ticking. Now you're in a position where you have to have one play. You're in a position now where you only have one play. Either, I think the run game may be out of option here at this point. Your best bet, try to get to the corner of the end zone because you have receivers like McIntosh, and then or you can go on a slant with a receiver like Jimenez. And then don't forget Hampton as well with his size in the middle of the field.
Well, it's going to be time enough for one play.
Or you
come
could,
on in a jumbo package with Jaysean Pete.
Or you could do a sneak.
Josiah Laban in the backfield. Pete to the left of Richardson. Snap to Richardson. Richardson going to throw for the back. Fingertip catch and a touchdown for Golden West. Jake Troxell slips out and into the back of the end zone. And Richardson able to sell and then find Troxell. Watch this.
Looked like he was going to run it in. At the last second, he decided to do the NBA 18-foot jump shot pass. It's a Tebow special as well.
We just heard from our director, Mike Spade, and it's
The
true.
Tim Tebow
That was my
special.
first thought. First guy I saw do that, Tim Tebow. This is well done by Richardson finding Troxell. Troxell with his 3rd touchdown reception of the season on his 10th catch. He's been a red zone target, especially as this season has gone on, and does a nice job there with the fingertip grab.
They might dub that play the Richardson special now.
Halftime at the Beach Bowl, El Camino with a 14-7 lead over Golden West. Going to take a look at some highlights from the first half. Let's go back to the opening score. Ja'Kai Torres on the direct snap gives El Camino the early 7-0 lead. Then after a Golden West turnover on a fumble, a big play, a completion of 22 yards, sets up the eventual touchdown as they find tight end Joey Grant. That leads to Ja'Kai Torres from 5 yards out, his second touchdown in the first half, in El Camino with a 14-7 lead. But right before the half, a big play on a fourth down, Cohen Fuller coming on Luther Richardson, and the follow through, the shot to the head, a personal foul, roughing the passer on a failed fourth down by Golden West, gives the Rustlers another chance. First and goal, 5 seconds remaining. Richardson fakes, then goes up top, finds Troxell, who brings it in for the touchdown. The Rustlers back within 7 at 14-7, Ed. That was a huge response from the Rustlers late in that first half.
That roughing the passer call was really the big momentum needed for Golden West, because as you saw, the next play, what we want to call the Richardson special, he was able to execute that play perfectly. If you notice, he was going to run it in. He faked the defense at the last second. He just threw it up like an NBA jump shot.
Yeah, Richardson is an interesting story. Really, primarily a running quarterback throughout much of the season. Nick Mitchell talking about how they want to expand the playbook for him, as we'll go back, give you one more look at it. But this is a guy who had a lot of success going back to high school as a well-rounded quarterback. Richardson has been called on to run the ball more here at Golden West, but Nick Mitchell saying, look, he's still a very attractive option for schools looking at him. He is a well-rounded quarterback who can succeed in all phases of the game. And so the future is still very bright for Luther Richardson, just looking for the right spot. But don't let how they've used him here fool you. He's a guy who has played this position for a number of years and had a lot of success.
He's had experience at the quarterback position. As you saw in that last drive, how perfect, how calm he was. Even though there were some tough times in that drive, he was able to execute a drive, get them in the end zone, which they really needed, because they've been getting outrun this whole game by that Warriors offense. We mentioned 400 yards last week against Allen Hancock, and then you come here, you go against a defense that just allows under 100 yards a game. Throw that stat out the window, because they went over the 100 yards. Yeah,
165 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. You almost never see that. We keep saying it, but it's worth repeating that you just don't see teams doing that to Golden West, especially here in Huntington Beach, very often at all. It's been a strong performance from El Camino, particularly on the ground, but Richardson in that final drive, 5 of 7, 54 yards, and the touchdown pass to Troxell to get him back within 7 as we're getting ready for the third quarter. And again, Golden West wins the toss, elects to defer, so they will have the ball first. So there's an opportunity to get themselves all the way back if they can get a 6 coming in to start the third quarter.
Here's the thing, as I saw, Jeff, as we see, one of the important factors of this game will be the first 5 minutes. If Golden West can stay on the field for more than 5 minutes, they have a chance to get back in this game. But number 2, they can probably take the lead later on in the third quarter, because that defense has taken a beating in the first half.
Yeah, time of possession also a factor, nearly 18 minutes for El Camino. Rustlers really need to reverse that trend here in the second half.
And you see Richardson on screen as he's getting ready to come out. But here's the thing. If Golden West can stay on the field, keep that offense off the field, keep them cold, there's a chance the momentum could shift into Golden West's favor, because every time we've seen the Warriors on offense, that running attack is what's really, really showing why they're dominant in this game.
Golden West has been strong on kick returns this season as a team, nearly 28 yards a return among the leaders in the entire 3C2A. Just one kick return so far today for just 12 yards, but they could use a big return here in a short field.
Looks like the wind is starting to pick up a little bit, but it looks like they're going to go with the wind.
Has it? Because it just feels like the wind tunnel that we've been in all day, but yeah, it continues to gust, if not harder than it did at the opening kick. 15 to 25 miles an hour was the forecast, with gusts up to 40, and it has not let up at all so far. This one taken at the 13-yard line. Weaving his way forward and out to the 30, so return of 17 yards. It was True Tanner on the return, and Golden West will start the third quarter from their own 30. And will we see Luther Richardson continue after he handled that final drive?
And it looks like Richardson is going to come back out for Golden West. And, you know, in the first quarter, the first possession went to the Warriors. The Rustlers defense gave a 3 and out. Now the big challenge will be for this Warriors defense to get off the field, because that last possession has given them a little bit of momentum shift in this game.
Jay-Sean Pete gets the carry. Running right, cuts it back, has running room, first down and more out past the 45. He's near midfield before Emilio Gutierrez brings him down. An 18-yard run for Jay-Sean Pete. That eclipses his first half total in one run. He had just 16 yards on 6 carries, but he breaks free for 18 and a first down, and the Rustlers immediately on the move.
And if you're Coach Mitchell, you don't dump the running game. Keep going. Your object is to attack this defense the way that defense has been attacked by this Warriors offense.
Pete running right, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Jacob Cololo there quickly. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
And again, a good response by that Warriors defense. They gave up that big play on the first play of the second half. They come back here and get a loss of 1.
It's a loss of a yard for Pete. Brings up a 2nd down and 11. 3 wide receivers to the left for Richardson. Jonathan Smith solo to the right. And they stay with Pete. Dragged down after a gain of about 3.
3 yards, 3rd down.
Frisco Tauete with the tackle. Leaves a 3rd and 8. Rustlers in the first half on 3rd down. We're 1 of 5. This will come from midfield.
Compared to the Warriors rushing, Pete is leading Golden West with 33 yards. So far, we haven't seen much of Ralph Akichi. Only 18 yards rushing.
Straight drop for Richardson. Stepping up, throws, and completes for a first down. Richardson finds Smith at the 33. A gain of 17 yards. Richardson continues to handle the wind. That was another accurate throw, finding Smith for 17 yards.
And good job by Richardson. Looking downfield, was able to see his open receiver, Smith, and was able to make the pass completion. Now they got another set of downs. And again, Jeff, Warriors defense is kind of getting against the wall here.
Plenty of time for Richardson on the play clock. It's at 12. Play action. Richardson pumps, now fires deep, looking for Smith, and it's incomplete.
Richardson going deep. Has Smith trying to reach him again, but again, good defensive contact there by the Warriors right there. Looks like
Abdul Muhammad on the coverage, one-on-one with Smith. 2nd down and 10.
And he played it perfectly too.
Well, that is the direction where the wind is blowing, and that was a rocket from Richardson on that throw, but not much room to squeeze it in. Pete swarmed under after a gain of a couple. Another 3rd down coming up for Golden West. It'll be a 3rd and 8 from the 31 in what almost certainly figures to be 4-down territory for Golden West.
The Warriors are about to face a big challenge. Can they stop them here on 3rd down? Because you know they'll most likely will go for it on 4th down. A field goal won't do good, especially with this wind starting to pick up here at the stadium.
Blitz coming. Quick throw from Richardson over the middle and complete, finding Jimenez. Jimenez's 4th reception is good for a first down. B.J. Wagner with the stop. But another big 3rd down conversion as Richardson delivers another strike, finding Jimenez.
And then you wonder, no matter what quarterback is in for Golden West, you can always count on number 6 to bail you out on 3rd down plays.
Richardson now 7 of 10 in the game. Looking to throw on first down. Throws and completes, finding Docknall. Docknall spins his way forward for what appears to be another first down.
Golden West is moving its football down the field in the air and on the ground, and another passing first down for the Rustlers.
First reception for Docknall. Richardson picking up right where he left off, moving this offense. They have it down at the 10-yard line where it'll be first and goal. Handoff to Pete running left, tries to cut it back, hit and dropped after a gain of 2. Again, well pursued by that Warrior defense and not much room for Pete to cut it back before Cololo is there. Second and goal, Pete was able to pick up 4 yards. Moves it to the El Camino 6. He will remain in the game.
Let's see if they'll bring pressure on this play.
They continue to crowd the line. Pete running right. Able to slip out of one tackle. Second effort from Pete. He's in for the touchdown. What a great individual effort by Jay-Sean Pete.
And good job by Pete. Good
We'll
job
look at
by
this from
Pete.
a few different angles, Ed.
And he did a good job staying on his feet. Almost
He's in some
bobbled it,
trouble
too.
right here. Slips the tackle of Wagner, then Douglas, then runs through Cohen Fuller. How about that effort?
And Pete's known for his speed. He almost juggled it when he got the ball from Richardson, but look, he dodges one tackle.
Yep.
Says, hello, excuse me, coming through. Touchdown.
Not to be denied. Jay-Sean Pete, a 6-yard touchdown run. The extra point from Othman is no good, and that allows the Warriors to stay in the lead at 14-13.
That's gonna hurt.
We'll have a look, and this one hooked all the way from Jed Othman. 10:22 remaining in the third quarter. El Camino still on top, 14-13 at the Beach Bowl. From Golden West College here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. Let those missed extra points just have a way of informing on the game before it's all said and done. We'll see if that single point becomes a decided factor late. Torres on the return, brought down at the 34-yard line, and that's where El Camino will go to work, leading at 14-13.
Anytime you miss a point after, it could really change the outcome of a game, because now, let's say the Warriors get a touchdown near the end of the game, you might have to go for 2 to win it.
So offsides against Golden West, they'll tack that on to the end of the return, and El Camino will take over with good field position at their own 39-yard line. Well, the first half really
First and 10 at the Warriors.
Dominated by Gemini Badamana and Amani Givens, both over 50 yards on the ground in the first half.
How about that possession by the Rustlers?
And a loss on first down, going nowhere. Big hit. It looked like Christian Patero coming up from his safety spot. Patero been battling some injuries this week, missed some time in practice. He was a game-time decision. And he is out there and into the backfield quickly, a loss of a couple, and it's a 2nd and 12 for El Camino. They'll try Givens again, breaking a couple of tackles and brought down at the 41, a gain of 4. Thacker on the stop, and a 3rd and 8 for El Camino. And already the Rustlers renewed vigor against the run here early in the third quarter. El Camino is 5 of 7 on third down so far today.
And I want to go back to the Rustlers' last possession to mention the first 5 minutes was important, and they were able to execute within those 5 minutes.
Yeah, you can't draw it up any better if you're Nick Mitchell.
Cannot.
In that situation, they get the touchdown late in the first half, take advantage of deferring after winning the toss, and get themselves all the way back within 1. Tafoya under pressure, flush from the pocket, takes a big hit at the 44, short of the first down marker. No flags are down. And El Camino going to have to kick it away. We'll see Jonathan Roditis in the punting unit. Kane Elroy.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, with a big
Looked like
hit on Tafoya, and I think a good no call. It was certainly a physical hit from Elroy, but Tafoya still on the run.
And also, some of the Warriors on the sideline were asking for a flag because they believe that was a helmet-to-helmet. Very close.
Roditis with one kick for 54 yards in the first half. Angles this one away from Jimenez inside the 30, but just barely at the 29-yard line. That's a short kick, just 27 yards. And all in all, I think the Rustlers will take it. They'll start from their own 29, and they can put some points on the board here. The Rustlers, for the first time today, could find themselves atop on the scoreboard.
This is the first time today that the Rustlers went back-to-back scoring possession drives. Now they have an opportunity to go 3 for 3. But my big question is, Jeff, if you're Coach Mitchell, if you score, will you go for an extra point or will you go for 2 to try to get that point back that you missed on the PAT?
And Parker Awad comes on at quarterback for Golden West. So the Rustlers make a move back to Awad at quarterback. First down carry for Pete, following his left guard for a gain of a couple. Working behind Ben Falatoy and Trent Light on that left side. Not much doing, a gain of a couple, and a second down and 8.
You know, that's a very mysterious decision to put Parker Awad in at, knowing that Richards has been red hot. They've been doing this all season. They've been going from different quarterbacks, but at some point, do you want to stick with one guy or do you still want to see who is your quarterback of the future?
Blitz coming. Awad steps up, fires over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Hampton. And the Rustlers face a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 8.
And Awad had a great season this year for Golden West. Just only 3 interceptions thrown, but has 12 touchdowns on the year.
Three wide receivers to the left. For Awad on a 3rd and 8. 4-man rush. Awad throws, and the catch is made by Jimenez, who spins out of a tackle. Appears to have enough with forward progress for the first down. They'll spot it at the 41. That's a gain of 10. And Golden West, for the second time here in the 3rd quarter, comes up with a big 3rd down conversion to continue a drive back to Jimenez, who's got 5 catches in the game now.
And again, Awad and Jimenez have had a great connection this season, connecting in very crucial moments of the game.
Quick screen to McIntosh with a head of steam. McIntosh with a gain of 9. Brought down by Justin Evans. Leaves a 2nd down and 1.
But they're going on a no-huddle package.
They want to move quickly, the ball at midfield. 2nd and short. They fake again. Awad looking for the edge, tripped up, but falls forward. Schaff got a hand in to trip up Awad, but he gets a yard on 2nd and a yard.
If Awad didn't get tripped up back there, he could have picked up at least 5 or 6 yards on that carry to kind of set up an easy play, but looks like they're going to give him the first down.
1st and 10 from the El Camino 49, fast-moving 3rd quarter. 6:27 remaining in the 3rd. 1-point game. First down carry, Sam Lybeer, who returns for the first time since October 21st. A gain of 5 down to the 44, brings up a 2nd down and 5, and Lybeer figured prominently a year ago for Golden West as one of the lead backs, along with Cross Antonacci, Jared Johnson. This year they moved on to Rafa Kichi and Jay-Sean Pete, but Lybeer returns, has missed significant time with injury, but comes back after 3 weeks off. Gets the carry, picks up 5 yards, and a 2nd down and 5. Pete returns, running right. open field for Pete. He's inside the 35, down to the 34. 10-yard run for Jayshawn Pete, who's piling up the yardage here in the third quarter. Another first down for Golden West.
And again, Pete doing a good job looking for the open holes. And again, picks up another first down for this Rustlers offense, who's still on the momentum as they head near the red zone.
59 yards for Jayshawn Pete in the game. First and 10 from the El Camino 34. Awad has the Rustlers on the move. This drive started back at their own 29. Awad pop flies on the far side. A lot of contact. No penalty coming. McIntosh one-on-one working against Emilio Gutierrez. And boy, oh boy, Ed, let's watch on the replay here, but there appeared to be an awful lot of contact by Gutierrez.
You see the replay at the end of the play. He grabs by the shoulder pads, prevents him from catching that ball. I'm surprised there was no penalty on that. He wasn't even looking at the ball.
Yeah, that is in the mystifying heading as a no call. I don't know how that would not draw a flag. I don't know how much more clear contact you can get as McIntosh tries to adjust to that ball. It's 2nd and 10. They set up the screen. Pete looking for some blocks, has the first down and more. Inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 25 yards. This is great execution setting up the screen.
Good job by the offense of making their blocks. And Pete, once he catches it again, the blockers, and he sees the holes and dodging tacklers and able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, Laban does a good job there getting just enough of Espinosa to spring Pete for 25 yards. And a 1st and 10 from the 15 of El Camino. The Rustlers looking for the lead. Awad stepping up, gonna run. Awad looking for the corner. He's at the 10, tries to split a couple of tacklers, and he is hit out of bounds. A gain of about 7 on the play. Kyvan Arrington able to knock him out of bounds. Let's watch here. Awad eschews the safe play, tries for one more move and takes the hit from Arrington. Ouch. It's a gain of about 7.
And you know, as I watch the Rustlers offense, as we watch them right now, they're playing the opposite of the first half. We've seen the Warriors do this to the Rustlers defense in the first half. Now the Rustlers are coming out doing this in the second half. Shows a lot of changes are working for what Coach Mitchell or adjustments did at halftime.
Luther Richardson in at quarterback, 2nd down and 2. Pete running left inside the 5. Has the first down. Whistles come in. 5-yard run for Jayshawn Pete. It's a 1st and goal for Golden West. This will come down to the spot. He had the first down and more. Yeah, 1st and goal from the 4. They give him forward progress to the 4.
You see the running games being very effective in this drive and the last drive as well for Golden West. They're on the verge of taking the lead if they're able to get it in here from 4 yards out.
It's been Pete almost exclusively in the third quarter, and you begin to wonder if perhaps Rafa Kichi is not available. We haven't seen much of him since the first quarter. 1st and goal from the 4. Nonetheless, it's being ably manned by this man, Jayshawn Pete, with a head of steam. He's in for the touchdown. Jayshawn Pete with his 2nd rushing touchdown. And now some extracurriculars and the flags come in. This should not affect the touchdown. This clearly came after the play. And we'll see if there's going to be personal fouls given to one or more players as they'll separate. It's getting a little heated down there, as you would expect, as we move into the second half. But the Rustlers have come roaring back after trailing 14-0. They now have the lead.
A lot of frustration on that defense. And now they're giving up 3 straight scoring drives. Can really make you upset, especially when you're leading 14-3. It looks like they might go for 2, or are they going to kick the extra point? But they might go for 2.
So the personal foul just against Golden State. So this is not, or just against Golden West, excuse me. It's not going to be offsetting here. So this is going to be 15 yards presumably on the kickoff. So this could be important in terms of field position moving forward. The Rustlers are going to have to kick this one off from way back.
it'll give the Warriors a good field position from 15 yards, and with this wind kick picking up a little bit, maybe a short kick on the kickoff.
Or are they going to assess this for the extra point? So they might not do this on the kickoff, but rather
The extra point.
they'll assess the 15 yards, and now this will be a very long extra point from Jad Hoffman. It also takes the 2-point conversion off the board. Certainly you can't attempt it out from your own 17-yard line, so they have no choice but to bring Hoffman on to try and tack on the extra point. And this will be what amounts to a 34-yard attempt. Hoffman's extra point, long enough, but no good. Missed it right once again. So now it's 19-14, 2:50 to go. And the Rustlers giving away a couple of points, but 19 unanswered, and they have the 5-point lead. We'll step aside. It's the Beach Bowl from Golden West College on SoCalCollegeSports.com, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Rustlers set to kick it off. They have the lead for the first time today. Taylor on the return, looking for a block. He's out to the 25 before he is stood up and brought down. They'll spot it at the 27. And El Camino facing as much adversity as they have faced at any point today. Trailing in this one, they need to come up with an answer.
Well, they've only had the ball once in this quarter, and if it was a 3-and-out, the Rustlers have had the ball twice in this quarter, and they've gone down the field.
Yep.
But I want to go back to that missed extra point. The personal foul penalty really caused Golden West because they had an opportunity to get those 2 points back. Now you're in a position where you only have a 5-point lead.
Givens bouncing it to the outside. Late flag comes in. It's a run of about 4 yards, but let's see what the flag is. And there you see Givens stepping out, and
that might be on the
it
Warriors.
continues.
Personal foul, number 49.
So it's Andrew Jordan who rode Givens out of bounds, and just a little too much enthusiasm, I guess, and the personal foul call tacks on 15 yards. That takes it out to the 45, and boy, that is exactly what you don't want if you're Golden West. You have the momentum, and right away, now El Camino moves into a relatively short field. Elroy able to wrap up Givens after a gain of 3. Brings up a 2nd down and 7.
And I want to go back to what you were saying about the personal foul. That's 2 straight penalties. Coach Mitchell's not going to be happy with that because that's 2 penalties, one on an extra point where you lost it, and now you're giving them field position.
Badamana in the backfield. They fake. Bryant Williams with the reception, able to slip out of a tackle. He's got the first down into Golden West territory. Marquise Brown on the stop. They move it to the Golden West 40. A gain of 13 on the first reception today for Williams.
And just good effort, just staying on his feet, knowing where the marker is, and he got the first down.
First down, Badamana tripped up. Wyatt Potter brings him down after a gain of 2, a 2nd down and 8.
And they're staying with the running game. Despite all the issues they've had in this quarter, this is still a 5-point game. You can still get the lead on the touchdown.
Yeah, the success they had in the first half, I'd be amazed if they went away from the running game. You obviously still have plenty of time. We're late in the third in a 1-score game. Gain of another 2 yards brings up a big 3rd down and 6. That was Kendall Taylor with the carry. And a massive massive third down coming up for El Camino. The ball spotted at the Golden West 36-yard line. This likely becomes 4-down territory. Play clock at 14 for Tafoya.
If they do miss it here on third down, expect fourth down.
4-man rush, Tafoya. Rolling left, still looking. And heads out of bounds. Kane Elroy keeps the hands off. Smart play from Kane Elroy. And Tafoya with a gain of a yard. Well, no, they're going to say he lost a yard. He's not going to get a good spot at all. Back to the 38, and now it's 4th and a short 8 with 13 seconds and counting remaining in the third quarter. Right now, El Camino slightly against the wind. It's more of a crosswind, but slightly against. And are they going to let the third quarter run out and take their chances to start the fourth? That is what they will do. Through 3 from Huntington Beach. Golden West on top of El Camino 19-14 at the Beach Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And the score, Golden West 19, El Camino 14. Down and 8.
A third quarter dominated by Golden West as they come from 7 points down to take the 19-14 lead as we start the fourth with a 4th and 8 for El Camino at the Golden West 38-yard line. El Camino struggled on 4th down all season long, just 4 of 21. And this a tough assignment, needing 8 yards.
Could be the big moment of the game if they fail to convert.
Snap to Tafoya. Steps up, throws over the middle, finds Williams. Williams, second effort. He is near the first down marker. It'll come down to the spot, and it looks like he got it. Terrific effort from Bryant Williams. 9 yards to the 29-yard line and a massive 4th down conversion.
And again, by Williams, you see the effort trying to get past to get to the first down marker, and all that effort paid off. El Camino still has the football.
Badamana breaking tackles. Flags are down. He's taken out of bounds by Jakari Embry down inside the 10-yard line, but let's see how much, if any, of this is coming back.
And it's coming back.
So Badamana will have a good look at it, and it looked like a hold on Brogan Diasis, on the block on Brogan Diasis. Yeah, there's a great look at it. That's a tremendous job. Our director today, Mike Spada, and Diasis clearly held, and that is a big, big call. Brings it back to the 39-yard line where it'll be 1st and 20.
That's got to be a painful call because it eliminates the position where they were at within the goal line. Now they're 10 yards back.
Penalties haven't been a big storyline today, but that was certainly poor timing. Badamana running left. Elroy brings him down after a gain of about 4. That'll leave a 2nd down and 16 from the 35.
I wonder how that offense feels after having that big play get called back. It's like, man, called it back after all that hard work.
Back to Badamana. On the left side, not much doing. Runs into a wall of green jerseys, a gain of a couple. Patero moving up along with Terrell Taylor. Even on 2nd and long, the Rustlers aggressively going after that run game. 3rd down and 14. El Camino has had a lot of success on 3rd down today. 5 of 9, but This a third and very long from the 34.
And the run game has worked so well for the Warriors, and now they're down with a 5-point deficit.
Yeah, great adjustments here in the second half. Tafoya under pressure, gonna scramble, picks up a block. He's at the 25, at the 20, and out of bounds. Tafoya appears to have enough for the first down. Big run for Tafoya in the first half, set up a score. And similar situation here on a 3rd and 15. Tafoya able to scramble for 17 yards.
And what makes Tafoya a really good quarterback for this team, he knows the situation. He knows when to run or to pass.
Good hole up the middle, running room down to the 12-yard line. That's a gain of 8. Leaves a 2nd down and 2. Zamir Hall on the carry. He'll remain in the game. And timeout, Golden West, 12:43 remaining in the ballgame. The Rustlers take their first charge timeout. El Camino back in the red zone. Rustlers up 5 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second down and 4 from the 11. Zamir Hall remains in the deep eye behind Tafoya. Hall gets the carry, breaks a tackle, and surges ahead. He's near the first down marker, a gain of about 3. Boy, the amount of times, Ed, that the Rustlers have had their hands on Warrior running backs in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage and haven't been able to wrap them up.
And Coach Mitchell actually called a timeout, and I think that was a great decision because he saw his defense kind of get backed up into the wall, needed time for them to regroup, and then they made a good play here on 3rd down.
Direct snap to Torres, hit in the backfield, and he is going to be short of the first down. He was able to break out of the hit from Embry in the backfield, but still stood up about a yard shy. It'll bring up a 4th down and a long 1. And trailing by 5, El Camino going to move quickly. They snap it to Torres, a little hesitation. Torres hit, falls forward. This will come down to the spot. Big spot coming up.
You like when one side says our ball and the other side says no, 1st down.
Well, that was a great job. I don't know if we have that on replay, but well, they get ready. Take a look here. And Diasis able to fight off the block. You see Torres trying to fall forward against Marquise Brown, and this will absolutely come down to the spot. Huge call coming up. Took him a little while to unpile, and here come the chains.
So they're going to give a 1st down from what they're about to measure it.
It was a 4th and 2.
This might be the measurement of the game.
We'll try to keep a shot of it here. We don't get blocked, and yeah, we're going to have a good look.
First
and
down.
he got it. And I'll tell you, it was that twisting second effort from Ja'Kai Torres.
I mentioned it before.
Watch
the
here.
Effort.
Yeah,
The effort has helped.
Second effort. They've got him pretty well stood up. But that final surge as he twists and falls forward for about a half a yard, and they get it by the nose of the football. And now it's 1st and goal from the Golden West 9.
And El Camino actually has a bit of momentum right now. This is 14 plays, the 14th play of this drive.
Gibbons back in the backfield on 1st and goal from the 9. Tafoya gives to Gibbons. Gibbons hit and stumbles forward for a gain of a couple. Thacker on the stop. 2nd down and goal from the 7. And El Camino on this lengthy drive will shuffle in some fresh bodies on that offensive line. Go to a jumbo package. They'll bring on Ja'Kai Torres. We'll see the Wildcat. Meanwhile, that 1st down carry from Gibbons got it inside the 5. Torres pushing the pile, still on his feet, churning his legs. Down to the goal line and in. Torres, 3rd rushing touchdown. El Camino back on top.
And that's the 2nd time they used the Wildcat to get the touchdown, as the Russells were just not prepared for it. Despite holding him in the backfield, look at the strength and the power that he uses to get into the end zone. No deniability for him.
He is just not an easy man to get off his feet.
It's a hard man to get off.
Saw Micah Ainu trying to stand him up short of the goal line, but Torres just pushes through. They're going to go for 2. Torres running right. He will head in and convert, and El Camino back up 3 after the Torres touchdown run, and they tack on 2. 22-19 with 11:01 remaining in the ball game. You're watching the Beach Bowl. You're on SoCalCollegeSports.com, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Back and forth 2nd half. El Camino answers back. Big 4th down conversion earlier in that drive, and then they punch it in. That's Ja'Kai Torres.
The 16-play, 73-yard drive. Held that ball for a long time.
That helped to reverse the trend in terms of 2nd half time of possession, and gave that Warrior defense a break on the sideline, and they'll go back to work trying to protect this 3-point lead. But can they slow down Jayshawn Pete, who has had a big 2nd half? 51 yards on the ground for Pete in the 2nd half.
If you look at both teams, the running game has been very, very efficient today. So far, the Warriors have an advantage, but the Rustlers have been able to fight back with their own running game. Now we're in a position where whoever has the strongest running game is most likely going to win this game.
Richardson returns at quarterback with Sam Libier in the backfield. Rustlers start from their own 25. They fake to Libier. Richardson running right, has some room near the 1st down marker. Out to the 35, a gain of 10. They immediately move the chains on a 10-yard run by Luther Richardson.
And that's one of the best ways to start after giving up a long drive. Get the 1st down, continuing running the ball.
Do have an offensive player down. Jacob Cololo for El Camino is down, but now is up, and he will head off under his own power, so always a good sign. As Cololo will head to the sidelines and will get it going. A 1st and 10 for Golden West from the 35. Under 11 minutes to go. Outstanding matchup between these two teams. Golden West back in the postseason for the 3rd consecutive year. El Camino, meanwhile, making it 6 consecutive years in the postseason. As they head to the Beach Bowl today, Libier on the carry, a gain of a couple. Brings up a 2nd down and 8. Pete will come on to replace Libeer.
It was like Brandon Sirius checked in the game for Richardson.
Yeah, Braden Siri going to come on. As now they're not even shuffling quarterbacks drive by drive. It's going to play-by-play. Siri, the throw, overshoots his target looking for Docknall, and a great opportunity for a turnover. But it falls incomplete. Khalil Williams had a real shot at that football.
Williams had that in his hands, and when he dropped it, he realized he just dropped a big gift.
So the gift instead goes to Golden West as they have another chance on a 3rd and 8 from their own 37-yard line.
And that's the 2nd time that a defender's had the ball, but it's dropped.
Well, it was over the head of Docknall, and that's always a tough play, I imagine, from a defensive standpoint. You're just not anticipating the ball coming up over the receiver and to you. Blitz coming, Siri steps up, has a man wide open, 1st down and more. Smith into El Camino territory, finally brought down at the 29-yard line. Big play for Jonathan Smith that goes for 34 yards.
Again, Siri, good throw. Smith with a good job of running his route, have the open room, gets tackled down and loses his helmet at the end of the play.
Yeah, Jared Douglas on the stop. Mentioned Smith has really become part of the fold over the last several weeks. 10 catches over the last 4 weeks. Did miss last week's game, but returns to the lineup here today. A big play. 34-yard reception, Golden West on the move. They fake to Pete. Siri running left, has a little lane. Inside the 25, down to the 23. A gain of 7 and a 2nd and 3 upcoming.
You see Hampton 81, good job holding that defender for Siri to at least get a couple yards. Sets up an easy 1st down for them. Or 2nd down.
Yeah, Siri, who spent last year up at Ventura College before making the transfer down here to Golden West. Finishing up his degree this year, so he'll be moving on. At the conclusion of this season, again, they fake to Pete, and Siri this time tries the right side, gets to the 19, gain of 4, and a 1st down for Golden West.
And you see Siri on the replay, good job on the fake handoff, able to put the fake and able to take off and get the yardage he needs to move the chains.
And for perhaps the first time today, the wind calms somewhat. First and 10, blitz coming. Siri, pop flies the far side, looking for Docknall, and it's incomplete. Working over there again against Khalil Williams.
It looked like there was a lot of contact at the corner of the end zone as we see. Yeah, look at the contact.
Yeah, there's a little handful of jersey.
Yes.
You can see right there.
He does
Docknall trying to adjust to that ball, and
like the 2nd or 3rd time.
I think in the basketball vernacular, they seem to be letting him play somewhat today.
Well, that's
especially in that secondary.
2nd time or 3rd time that that's happened, a no call.
2nd and 10. Again, they dial up the blitz. Siri trying to set up the screen, and it's incomplete. And now it's Pete who wants a call, but not getting it. Now a late flag comes in. Let's see what the call is.
This might be for unsportsmanlike conduct because it came right after the play.
Yeah, that was a little late to see. Pete might have been held as he was trying to leak out for that screen. Saw Jagar Tavai trying to recover to get back into that play. But this is potentially a big call.
Siri was under the pressure on the last play. He threw that ball in the back, off the back of his feet because the pressure was coming. As you see, the pressure defender was coming. He throws that.
Let's see if we can see. Yeah, there's Pete trying to get some separation. Yeah, and he's working against Jagar Tavai, the defensive lineman.
They're going to call this on the Rustlers for a man downfield.
So they don't get the hold, and instead they get an eligible man downfield. And that will back the Rustlers up.
It would be interesting to see with the wind calming down a little bit if they'll even try to attempt a field goal if it comes to that.
They do trail it by 3. 2nd down. and 15 from the 24 of El Camino. They overload the right side. Siri, straight drop, has time, throws incomplete. It's behind his intended target, Caleb Docknall. As the wind now does freshen somewhat, 3rd and 15.
You wonder if that was a miscommunication, because after the ball went through, he held his hand up saying either the wrong route or he was saying that was on me.
Well, it was certainly offline looking for Docknall. Whether or not they were on the same page. 3rd and 15 from the 24, receivers left and right for Braden Siri.
Might see a blitz on this play.
We've seen it the last couple, and
Here
here they come. Siri has time, looking deep, and a sensational interception. B.J. Wagner.
I cannot believe he made that catch. Very incredible. Looked like it was a for sure touchdown. And the athleticism, a one-handed catch. He juggled with it and was able to come down with the possession.
Yeah, forget any forthcoming 4th down attempt that you might have seen. The drive ends right there as Wagner goes up high to come down with a sensational pick. And that will kill the Golden West drive.
A very good response, Jeff, by this Warriors defense. They just shut the door on the Rustlers offense.
8:18 remaining in the ball game, so you've still got time midway through the 4th, but El Camino with the 3-point lead and the ball.
They went nine plays and 51 yards, and they end up with nothing. And now the Warriors have an opportunity to straighten their lead.
Rustler defense going to have to come up with a stop. 1st down carry, gain of 3, out to the 24. Leaves 2nd down and a short 7.
Now the Warriors are in a good position to focus on the running game and melt this clock, 8 minutes and counting, and Golden West only has 2 timeouts left.
Samir Hall with the 3-yard run. They keep it on the ground with Hall running right. No gain on the play, and it's quickly 3rd down and 7 as Badamana will come on to replace Hall. Let's take you back to the interception and see Docknall has got 3 or 4 yards clearance.
It may have been underthrown from the result of the win.
Well, it's an athletic play to even get a hand on the ball, but the interception to come down with that on top of it is just off the chart.
Just the way he juggled with it and tried to come up with the possession and just come up with the grab is really incredible, the athleticism that he had.
Quick screen to Lorick. Lorick picks up a block out to the 30. Still churning his legs. He's got enough for the 1st down as he gets all the way to the 35. Big 3rd down conversion will allow El Camino to run a little more clock.
And again, a key 3rd down conversion. And the clock is moving. Another set of downs for the Warriors.
Just the 2nd catch today for Lorick. Leading receiver on the season, Badamana. Off tackle on the left side. Trying to push the pile. He gains about 3 to the 38. Leaves a 2nd down and 7. Well, we talked about them letting them play a little bit in the secondary, but also it's been something of a slow whistle today as well. And that, I think, is really working to the advantage of these El Camino runners that with that 2nd and 3rd effort and the way they just continue to try and push the pile.
And you notice how they run the ball and they follow their blockers. Blockers exactly know how to make the holes open for the running backs.
Meanwhile, on a 2nd down and 6 from the 39 as we wind down towards 6 minutes to go. A little move by Givens in the backfield. And now past the 40 to the 42, 3-yard run. 3rd and 3. And the Rustlers looking for a stop.
You're in a position now where you have to get a stop. You know the clock manufacturer. It's 5 minutes, 40 seconds going. Big 3rd down. You're going to either have to put pressure on the quarterback, try to stop that running game from going forward, but they're going to have to do something on this play. Otherwise, it could possibly, maybe, be game over.
Well, spotted at the El Camino 42. Play clock down to 7. 5:22 and counting remaining in the game. El Camino 7 of 12 on third down today. Third down carry, first down and more. Givens breaking tackles. He's into Golden West territory. Out of bounds at the Golden West 44. 14 yards on 3rd and 3. Amani Givens piling up the yardage, but none bigger than the 14 yards he just gets there to go to the 43.
And again, Givens following his blockers and using his athleticism, picked up key 14 yards, and the ball keeps moving, Jeff, and the clock is continuing to be, it's going to start being the Rustlers' enemy.
Yeah, Golden West did take a timeout earlier in the second half, so they have just 2.
Wonder if Coach Mitchell is kind of regretting taking that timeout.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind having another one. Hall, little stutter step in the backfield, and down to the 39, 4-yard run. Second down and 6. Meanwhile, Givens, who returns, is up to 83 yards on the ground on 18 carries. Second down and 6.
Now, would you use one of your 2 timeouts here, your Coach Mitchell, or you should just let the clock keep running down and try to get a stop, maybe call timeout on third down if they're able to stop them?
Yeah, I think he's got to wait a little bit here. Certainly now, the play clock down to 11. But I think on the next series, if they pick up another first down, you have to think about it.
Start using your timeouts.
Givens trying to bounce it to the right. He's hit and brought down for a loss. Diasis gets into the backfield, and Patero dragging him, and that's a very dangerous move for Christian Patero. That is the kind of play that can often draw what would be an absolutely disastrous flag for Golden West right now.
You have to be careful. You cannot get a penalty at this stage of the game.
And Golden West going to take a timeout after Givens is brought down for a loss of a couple. When we come back, it will be a 3rd and 8 from the Golden West 41-yard line. 3:41 remaining in the 4th quarter. El Camino on top, 22-19. It's the Beach Bowl from Huntington Beach on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third down and 8 from the 41. And the permutations really add up here, because is this potentially 4-down territory if you're Gifford Lindheim on that El Camino sideline? From the 41, play action, Tafoya. That one knocked up in the air, and Diasis can't locate it. It's an incompletion that brings up 4th down, and it looks like they're going to send on the punting unit and let Jonathan Roditis try and pin them back deep with 3:41 remaining. So the Rustlers apparently going to get the ball back one more time.
They did what they had to do, and I would punt it here. You do not want to go for it, because if you fail to convert, you're going to give them good field position, and they could drive for possibly the win.
I'll tell you, in these conditions, as the wind picks up once again, the reason I ask is because I think I take my chances with a field goal attempt from pretty much anywhere on the field in these conditions. It's extremely difficult
Coach Mitchell's
for
not
the kickers here today.
Coach Mitchell's not thinking field. He's thinking touchdown in this scenario.
Absolutely. Roditis angles for the near side and sends it out of bounds. Let's see where they'll spot it. Coming up just outside the 20. They'll start from the 18. Golden West with 3:35 remaining. A 3 will tie, but can you even think of attempting a field goal, and at what range? You begin to wonder if this isn't all or nothing for the Rustlers.
This could be all or nothing, as we see Parker Awad checking in, and Coach Mitchell might go for the win. Remember, Awad threw a winning touchdown against Cerritos a couple of weeks ago that gave him the 21-14 win.
He has been the starter all season long. And now on this big drive, he gets the call. The first pass incomplete. He was looking for Jimenez. 2nd down and 10. Rustlers did take another timeout. Scoreboard showing that Golden West has just 1 timeout remaining. I don't remember it, but the scoreboard shows 1. Yes, I'm being reminded. Michael Zabeda, our director, on that last drive on the 2nd down play. Meanwhile, Awad on the scramble. Big yardage for Awad out near midfield. Well, we've seen Tafoya do it a couple of times. Now the Rustlers answer back a 30-yard scramble for Parker Awad.
And Awad did a great job. Realized there was no one out there. Took off running skills just like Steve McNair used to do. Ran it up the middle. He's got a 1st down.
They have it at their own 48. They'll go to Pete. Pete running right. Hit and brought down, a loss of a yard on the play. Getting into the backfield again, Jacob Kalolo, who has been so active on that defensive line. Pete able to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a 2nd down and 10. Clock moving to 47 remaining in the game.
And still no Ralph Akichi. It's been just on Pete since the start of the 2nd half.
Blitz coming, looking for Pete, and it's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen, but even that a challenge in these conditions. And the pass offline, and it's 3rd and 10.
2 down territory here for the Rustlers. You do not want to get it to 4th down. Your best bet, Jimenez, McIntosh, or Smith on this play.
They'll send 3 wide receivers to the left.
Watch Jimenez 6. He is on the left side next to McIntosh. He could be a big factor on this play.
Awad looks over the Warrior defense. Has the snap, 4-man rush. Awad stepping up, good protection, guns over the middle, and it's incomplete and nearly intercepted. He was looking for True Tanner. We'll take a look down at field level. It's good protection up front. He's got time. And the pass off of Tanner's hands. And incomplete. Bryce Carlisle with the coverage.
Now you're in a play where you have to convert, otherwise it's game over because you have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, 2:28, even from this point with 1 timeout.
Oh, look at that, almost an interception by the Warriors.
4th and 10. Blitz coming. Awad steps up, throws on the far side, pass incomplete. And El Camino gonna take over with 2:22 remaining. We'll have to do a little math, but they can stop the clock once. But this will run it well under a minute before El Camino would have to consider whether or not to punt this ball away. And that is even assuming that Golden West can get a stop. They'll take over at the Golden West 48-yard line.
Just keep in mind, a 1st down will automatically clinch it because they have 1 timeout left. So they're gonna have to do everything they can to prevent the 1st down.
Quick snap, Givens. A gain of a yard. Gerbich on the stop, and now Golden West will take their final timeout. 2:17. So 2 more plays. El Camino gonna have to potentially punt this ball away again. So Golden West might have just a few seconds here, but we're getting close to, it's going to take a miracle territory here for Golden West.
Yeah, if you count on using their last timeout on the next play, Golden West could get this ball back with maybe less than about 40, 30, even maybe 20 seconds left.
It's a 2nd down and 8 upcoming. We'll step aside, come back. You're watching the Beach Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back live. Givens on the carry. and finds some room up the middle. He's inside the 45 to the 42. That's a gain of about 4, and it leaves a 3rd and 4 for El Camino. And they'll let the play clock move. This will take it down to about a minute 32 for the next snap. And if you get to a 4th and inches here, maybe is this something where you do try to put it away and go for it? Little stutter step from Givens, brought down quickly. Cayman Sue able to wrap up Givens. That will bring up 4th down. They snapped that ball awfully quickly, and there was still a good 15 seconds on the play clock.
Unless there was maybe a miscommunication from the sidelines. He did hike it off with a
So
little bit
this
of
is
time.
going to buy Golden West quite a bit of time, as now
You
they'll
wonder-
have to snap the ball right around a minute.
And you wonder if they're going to go for it on 4th down or take a delay a game to punt it or possibly maybe call a timeout to decide what they want to do.
Yeah, so far no movement. El Camino with all 3 timeouts remaining, so Dayton Tafoya will wait
Timeout.
and now take the timeout. It's 4th and 4 from the Golden West 42 with 1 minute exactly remaining in the game. Well, this is a situation where I'm glad I'm not a coach. Not exactly sure what I do in this situation. This is a tough call for Gifford Lindheim. Over on that El Camino sideline, there is some risk here in going for it, but if you can convert, it's all over.
Yeah, you always wonder if you want to put it on your defense or you just want to just go for it and just seal the deal.
Yeah.
And in this case, with the win, your best bet is to punt the ball, pin them deep. They don't have timeouts. They're going to have to use the sidelines. I say punting the ball will probably make it more difficult for Golden West instead of just going for it, because if they fail here, they're going to get good field position.
Yep.
Keep in mind, you only need a field goal.
Yeah,
So I think
it's
they're doing the right.
absolutely true.
I think they're doing the right choice by punting, because you want to give them, you want to make it hard for them.
And they're able to send out Jonathan Roditis, who has had an outstanding year kicking the football for El Camino. 2nd in the 3C2A.
And bringing in
In
one for
punt
a loss.
average, little trouble with the snap, but gets it away. Roditis juggles, and Jimenez makes the fair catch inside the 10. Well, good news, very bad news if you're Golden West. The good news is you've got 53 seconds. The bad news is no timeouts and about 94 yards for a touchdown, which means a good 75, 80 yards, I got to believe, Ed, to even contemplate a field goal.
That's right, and Parker Watt's going to stay in. And again, as I mentioned last possession, a couple of weeks ago against Cerritos, he led the team down the field against Cerritos for the win. And he has an opportunity to at least go for the tie and maybe try to go for the win. But again, very, very challenging here. No timeouts. You're going to have to work the sideline. Even if you get something up the middle, you're going to have to come up. You're going to have to spike that ball and keep as much time on that clock. And you cannot take a sack. You will just need to throw it away, live another play.
Awad stepping up under pressure, and he will head out of bounds. Out to the 13-yard line, a gain of about 3. Brings up 2nd down.
It looks like he didn't go anywhere, so that's 3 seconds that they lost. Or 2 yards, actually. They're going to give him 2-yard gainage.
2nd and 8. Warriors obviously dropping back into deep coverage. Awad steps up on the near sideline, finds Jimenez for a 1st down. He'll head out of bounds. Another catch for Jimenez out to the 23.
And that's a good job. Use the sidelines, knowing the scenario. You got to get out of bounds. You got to preserve as much time as you can. They get the 1st down, and they're starting to move a little bit. But now you're in a situation where you're going to have to go a little deep as far as passing the ball.
How about Nate Jimenez today with 6 catches to lead all receivers? And Nick Mitchell, effusive in his praise of Nate Jimenez, who has that smaller frame as Awad looking deep down the far side. The pass incomplete. Here comes the flag.
This would be very costly if it gets the Warriors. It'll give them a good field position.
Carlisle had the coverage, and he was looking for Marquise Brown, who is out there at receiver on the far side.
This is a big call. Could go either way.
Yeah, and there was a reaction from Marquise Brown immediately. Let's see if maybe we can run that one more time. But Marquise Brown reacted immediately as if he couldn't believe the call was going to go against him. But let's watch as this runs out. If we could see Brown pop up.
Yeah, you see Brown with the shove, with the push off.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I didn't see much of anything that Carlisle did there that would bring a call.
This crowd has gone silent. They believe it was going to be defensive pass interference. But again, you're going to see the contact right there holding.
Yeah. I'm not sure that I saw much on either side, but certainly not anything against Carlisle that would have warranted a call. It goes against Brown, so that backs them all the way back up to their own 12-yard line.
Normally we would call that as a catchable, but it wasn't a catchable pass.
And Awad hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. Second down, but of considerably more importance for Golden West is the clock, which is now at 29 seconds. They're still at their own 12-yard line. They're going to need a big, big play here.
And I wonder if anyone down there is actually listening to us, because we were talking about how they had to go deep at some point. They decided to go right away.
Okay, so they're going to update the scoreboard. And so now it's 2nd and 22. Of course, we have our scoreboard set up to the scoreboard here at Golden West. So it's updated as the scoreboard gets updated, and now you see it's accurate at 2nd and 22 with 30 seconds remaining. Watt stepping up, and the pass incomplete. Not sure if he was looking for Jimenez coming across, and wanted to stay with Jimenez because he was an interesting story. Such a tremendous career here at Golden West, and Jimenez at 5'9", 165 pounds, and moving on to the next level. And Nick Mitchell said, this is a guy who's got D1 talent. There's no question about it, but you have to look for the right spot. Obviously, some systems use receivers of that kind of stature differently or better than other systems do. And Nate Jimenez is a guy who absolutely can keep playing football and play at a high level, but he needs to find the right system.
Well, when I think of his height and size, you can think of one receiver in the NFL, Wayne Corbett.
3rd and long, and Jimenez can't come up with that one, and now it's down to one play, 4th and 22 from the 12-yard line. But I was struck, and certainly would never disagree that Nick Mitchell said, no question D1 talent
yes.
for this young man, but just going to see where he ends up, and that'll be his decision about where he wants to go.
Now, if he does decide to go in Division I again, you look at the NFL receivers with that side. The one guy I could think of, as I've said before, was Wayne Corbett.
Well, he's got that Wes Welker type of that frame and that slot receiver in the good hands. Certainly there's been a few examples historically.
And he's a 3rd down.
4th down. Awad hit as he throws. The pass incomplete. They get the pressure off the edge from Keith Davis. And El Camino going to take over. They can come out in victory formation. They're going to win the Beach Bowl 22-19 over Golden West. Well, after a couple of tough losses for this Warrior team, that's a heck of a way to finish their season. We mentioned at the top 3 weeks ago this was a team thinking about maybe a playoff run. But,
yes.
Boy, what a gauntlet down the stretch. They go to Ventura, lose a heartbreaker. They go up to Allen Hancock, a team that's playing unbelievably well right now. Then they come down here. This is another incredibly tough place to play. They do get the win here today, and certainly congratulations go to the Warriors, one snap away from a 22-19 win.
And I want to give credit to the Rustlers as well, Jeff. You know, with the injuries they had on defense, with the points that El Camino scored per game, they were able to hold them to 22.
Yeah.
The rushing game was an issue, but it looks like, you know, we were here last week when they played the Mounties. It looks like the Rustlers haven't recovered from that, and it showed today that the consistency wasn't there. But I give them credit, though. Their defense really stood up with all those injuries.
It's another phenomenal season under head coach Nick Mitchell. You look back at this season, 2 losses during the regular season. Riverside, Mount Sac, who, oh, by the way, will be meeting in 5 days in the SCFA playoffs as the wild card and the #1 overall seed, and then an incredibly tight game here today against a very talented El Camino squad. It was another great season for the Rustlers. This one ends, unfortunately, for the Rustlers on a loss here in the Beach Bowl. But again, Ed, couldn't agree more on a spirited effort on a team that's really been depleted by injury. But anybody who's followed Golden West football for any length of time knows that that's just something of the ethos of this team. They're always seemingly battling some injury because I think they just play so physical. They play so hard. I go back to something that Bobby Godinez over at East Los Angeles College said earlier this season. He said, coming here to play Golden West, said, in my life, playing football and coaching football, I've never seen a team that plays harder than Golden West, and that is the culture here today. And they left it all out on the field once again. They fell a little bit short here today in the Beach Bowl as El Camino gets the 22-19 win.
And again, the Rustlers did a good job with the injuries they had. They played well. And again, the season they had, it was disappointing at the end, but you look at the 2 losses they had. They lost to great programs, but 2 losses, 7-game win streak. They played good football, and again, this is a hard place to play. I was here when the Vikings, Long Beach City College Vikings played. They only had a field goal. I remember Coach Brett Peabody saying this was a tough place to play right here.
It absolutely is, and it figures to continue to be. I do want to pass along some special thanks, certainly starting with Nick Mitchell. Took a lot of time this season to talk to us. Finally, Chick-fil-A, sponsor of Golden West College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Ed, thanks so much for coming out and joining us. Appreciate having you as well. Golden West falls here in the Beach Bowl. El Camino, the win 22-19 for everybody here at SoCal College Sports. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody.